The silent approach. From the black ocean of space, the expeditionary fleet drifted silently into Earth's orbit. Their hulls gleamed like knives under the pale reflection of the moon, each vessel cloaked in technology so advanced no human radar could trace it. To the coalition of alien civilizations aboard, this planet was merely another survey target. Their mission was simple: classify, extract, decide. Through layers of sensors and data streams, they observed humanity. Billions of creatures crawling across fractured continents, their cities glowing like scattered embers against the night. The aliens watched wars unfold in real time, border skirmishes, pollution clouds spreading, oceans rising. To them, this was not civilization, it was chaos, a species stumbling towards self-destruction. The Council's conclusion came quickly. Humans were frail, their lifespan pitifully short, their societies hopelessly divided. They would never unify, never endure long enough to matter. Yet the planet's resources, water, metals, fertile land, were rich. A final decision would be made only after close inspection of the species itself. One vessel detached from a fleet, a scout designed for quiet abductions. Its silver form slid into the atmosphere like a falling star, invisible to the eyes of those below. Its mission was to seize specimens, test their strength, and measure their worth. The aliens expected compliance. Primitive life forms rarely resisted. After all, what chance could soft-boned bipeds have against the wisdom of civilizations that had mapped the stars? And yet, as the ship descended toward Earth's surface, a ripple of uncertainty moved among the observers. For though the humans seemed fragile, there was something in their gaze, captured by distant sensors, that gave pause. Their eyes burned with a strange fire, one the coalition could not yet name. The capture. The scout ship glided over a quiet stretch of countryside, its presence hidden beneath a cloak of distortion fields. Inside, the crew prepared containment pods, sterile white chambers lined with restraints and scanners. Their task was routine: seize a handful of humans from different environments, bring them aboard, and begin the cataloging. The first target was a farmer, alone in his fields at dawn. A beam of pale light enveloped him, and in a heartbeat, he vanished from the soil to reappear on a cold metal floor. His rough hands clenched, his chest heaved, but he did not cry out. He simply stared at his captors, silent and unblinking. Next came a soldier, taken from a roadside checkpoint. He fought instantly, fists striking at walls of force, his shouts echoing in a tongue the alien's translators struggled to decode. His defiance was recorded with curiosity. Few species resisted so violently when faced with superior power. A scientist was pulled from a dimly lit laboratory. She did not resist at first. Her wide eyes traced every detail of the ship, her mind racing even as terror threatened to unseat reason. She whispered to herself, as though cataloging her captors before they could catalog her. Finally, a child was taken from a quiet bedroom. She cried for her parents, but when none came, she clutched a small toy in her hand and refused to let go. The aliens gathered their subjects in separate cells, observing through glass. Fragile bodies, soft voices, vulnerable emotions, so it seemed. Yet what unsettled the observers most was not weakness, but the intensity of a human gaze. No matter their fear, every one of them looked directly at their captors, as if daring them to explain why. The first miscalculation. The aliens began their experiments with precision. Each human was isolated in a chamber of shifting light, their minds subjected to illusions designed to fracture resolve. Walls melted into firestorms, shadows morphed into beasts, voices whispered their deepest fears. For countless species, this method broke spirit and will within minutes. Yet the humans reacted differently. The soldier, though restrained, called out to the others, his voice firm through the walls, "Stay awake. Don't give them anything." His words carried defiance, not despair. The farmer, uneducated but steady, closed his eyes and hummed a simple tune from his fields, blocking out the terrors. The scientist clung to logic, whispering equations, reminding herself that illusions could not harm her. And the child, trembling in the dark, began to sing, a broken lullaby that somehow carried into the silence of the ship. The aliens recorded every reaction, unsettled. Fear was expected, but this resilience, this unity, was rare. Even separated, the humans reached for one another, their minds refusing isolation. The child's soft song drifted through vents, calming the farmer, stirring tears in the scientist, strengthening the soldier's rage. When one alien technician increased the intensity of the simulations, expecting collapse, he instead witnessed the opposite. The humans grew steadier, anchoring themselves in shared defiance. Together, though apart, they endured. Whispers spread among the alien crew. No other subject species had resisted in such a way. One scientist murmured in awe, his voice trembling as he documented the results. They do not break alone. They endure together. And with that quiet realization, the first crack appeared in the coalition's certainty. Lessons in violence. When endurance failed to reveal human limits, the aliens turned to another test: combat. In a chamber sealed with energy barriers, the soldier was released from his restraints. Across from him, a beast materialized, a predator bred on another world, its body twice his size, armored hide glistening, teeth like blades. The alien overseers expected a brief display of human terror before the inevitable collapse. But the soldier did not cower. His eyes darted over the chamber, noting every angle, every loose fragment. He moved not with blind panic, but with calculation. The predator lunged. The soldier dove aside, snatched a shard of broken restraint from the floor, and drove it toward the creature's eye. His strike was not strong enough to kill, but it blinded the beast, forcing it back with a bellow. Blood spattered across the chamber's walls. The soldier pressed the advantage, circling, feinting, striking again. Every motion was desperation sharpened into strategy. He fought as though every heartbeat was borrowed time, and he intended to spend it all. From behind the glass, alien eyes widened. They had underestimated the human capacity for improvisation. Where most species relied on strength, this one relied on cunning, on creativity. He turned weakness into weapons, fear into fury. When at last the predator collapsed in a shuddering heap, the soldier stood over it, chest heaving, blood on his hands. But his gaze was steady, burning with grim defiance. One alien commander broke the silence. "They kill with purpose," he whispered. "Not for survival alone, but with intent. Efficient, relentless." The others exchanged uneasy glances. For the first time, they wondered if unleashing such a species into the wider galaxy might be a mistake. Fire in the mind. The next trials abandoned violence. If humans survived through cunning, the aliens would probe that mind directly. Each captive was placed before intricate puzzles, shifting holographic shapes, logic gates, mazes of energy designed to stump even seasoned galactic scholars. The farmer was first. He stared at a complex survival scenario projected on the wall: water allocation, crop failure, resource scarcity. He did not calculate as alien scientists expected. He told a story. He imagined a village, imagined people he knew, and made choices as though they were real. The simulation registered a solution faster than predicted. The aliens did not understand how narrative thought could outperform raw logic. The scientist confronted alien equations, symbols she had never seen. Instead of surrendering, she scribbled on the floor with her finger, building patterns, translating concepts by analogy. Her muttering became a stream of connections, stars to atoms, molecules to orbits. She did not solve as they solved, but she bridged, turning alien logic into human insight. The soldier surprised him as well. Offered a tactical simulation meant to demonstrate restraint. He broke the system rules, repurposed tools within the test, and won by inventing a method the designers had never considered. The aliens called it cheating. He called it survival. And the child, with her toy still clutched in her hand, turned a logic game into play, stacking shapes and patterns not designed by the program. The system lit up in overload, failing to process creativity that was never anticipated. The observers watched, unsettled. Intelligence they had measured before. But this was something different, an ability to imagine, to bend reality inside their own minds. Imagination, one alien whispered. They create pathways where none exist. And in that moment, the coalition began to see humans not as primitives, but as something unpredictable, something dangerous. The dark mirror. While experiments revealed resilience and imagination, the coalition demanded broader context. They turned their vast arrays toward Earth's networks, harvesting centuries of human history in streams of light. Battles, revolutions, plagues, empires rising and crumbling, all lay bare in a torrent of data. At first, the aliens saw only savagery. Endless wars fought over territory, belief, pride. Weapons of fire and steel, machines that leveled cities, bombs that scarred the sky. No rational species, they thought, could be trusted after so much destruction. Humanity seemed destined to erase itself. But as the records unfolded, another pattern emerged. After every collapse, humans rebuilt. After plagues, they sang again. After wars, they forged treaties. From ashes, cities rose stronger than before. Where most civilizations would shatter under such weight, humanity adapted, stitched wounds, and carried on. The contradictions baffled the observers. How could the same species that birthed genocide also write poetry about mercy? How could hands that built bombs also heal with tenderness? In humans, cruelty and compassion walk side by side. One elder alien leaned back from the display, his features dark with unease. They are not consistent, he said. They're not bound by limits as others are. They shift. They endure. They become. The council chamber fell into silence. For the first time, some questioned whether humanity was simply a primitive species or a paradox that defied every category the coalition had ever known. Through the cold glass of their observation chambers, the humans stared back at their captors. Their eyes carried not just fear, but history itself. Every scar, every victory, every rebirth. The aliens realized with a chill, humanity's greatest weapon was not strength or intelligence. It was survival through change, the unveiling. The humans had been watched, measured, and dissected, but never defeated. Every test the coalition devised only revealed another layer of defiance. And now, inside their sterile cells, something began to stir. The soldier tapped a rhythm against the wall, steady and deliberate. The child picked it up, echoing the beat with her toy. Soon, the farmer joined in, humming low, and the scientist whispered words to match the cadence. Separated by walls of alien alloy, they forged connection through sound. What was meant to isolate them instead became a bond. The aliens observed with unease. No matter how divided, the humans found ways to unify. It was not strategy, not training, it was instinct. When guards entered to adjust restraints, the farmer distracted them with questions, the child with tears, the scientist with sudden curiosity. The soldier acted, seizing the moment, knocking one captor off balance before restraints re-engaged. The humans did not escape, but the attempt revealed something deeper. They refused to accept confinement as natural. Later, during interrogation, the scientist spoke. Her words passed through the translator matrix, resonating in alien ears. You think we're what you see here, fragile, divided, small. But you are wrong. We are not what we are. We are what we choose to become. The phrase rippled across the chamber like a shockwave. For beings who believed identity was fixed by biology and history, this was unthinkable. Choice, transformation, was humanity's essence. The alien council stared through the glass at their captives. What they had taken for weakness was something far more dangerous, potential. And in that moment, the coalition understood that their certainty was unraveling. Humanity was not a resource to harvest, nor a threat to contain. Humanity was possibility. The day they learned, the council convened in silence. For cycles uncounted, they had judged worlds with clinical precision, useful, dangerous, or irrelevant. But Earth had broken their pattern. Every test had yielded contradictions. Fragility that became strength, violence tempered by compassion, imagination that bent logic itself. Humanity refused to fit inside their categories. The vote was swift, yet heavy. Enslavement was deemed impossible. No chains could hold a species that found freedom even in confinement. Extermination was too great a risk. Destroy them now, and something worse might rise from the ruins. The only choice was caution. The abducted humans were returned to their world, their memories blurred at the edges but not erased. They stumbled back into familiar soil, carrying only fragments of a strange dream. Metal corridors, watching eyes, a test they could not name. To them, life resumed. To the Coalition, everything had changed. From orbit, the fleet withdrew, leaving Earth untouched. Yet in their records, a warning was inscribed. Species 992, human. A paradox of endless adaptability. Dangerous not by power, but by becoming. Do not engage. The aliens lingered in silence, their gazes fixed on the blue planet below. Cities flickered with light, oceans rolled with storms, and in every human heart burned the same unyielding spark. One elder spoke the words that would echo through the Coalition's halls for centuries. Today, we learn what they truly are. Not prey, not tools, not even rivals. They are becoming. And that is what we fear most. And so, the day humanity was almost judged became the day they were spared, not through strength of arms or brilliance of machines, but through the very thing that made them human. The will to endure, to imagine, to rise.